because it's very, very fresh. It's not like you could even prep it before it came into the pool because it just wasn't there. Like the way Valve releases maps, you kind of just throw it into it and you got to embrace it immediately. So it's interesting because you're kind of adding two things at once because you're already rebuilding a roster with a new IGL, new language for the core, and you got to learn a new map. This is where a team like HOTU really can catch you off guard. Let's get it on though. One of these teams goes through to the main event, all decided in this best of 3.
Worth noting as well that Aurora's only outing, you spoke about it, a loss to FOKUS. They won both pistols in that game as well. So it just goes to show how good the gun rounds were for FOKUS and the improvement needed for Aurora. We'll get this pistol here and immediately a lot of players towards this B bomb site. XANT boost up in towards the vent perhaps. Yes, we'll get a player in there.
They're not even doing the vent breakthrough from spawn, you know. Like, they've announced to everyone that someone's up here. And maybe that's by design, we'll see. XANT just taking the contact. Beautiful first kill and a second to follow. Maybe it doesn't matter. No, Jimfat's known. He'll get his frag anyway in towards mid, and this is going pretty simply. No fancy executes here, it's just straight up gun duels, and you give Aurora those, they'll happily take them. Easy left into the 1-on-3. 2 players in heaven, then he has to contend with woxic. Actually drops down, and it's so difficult to isolate. Doesn't even get a chance to get it going.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that pistol from Aurora. The fact that you get the boost in, like XANT does brilliantly to get that double, but then Jimmy comes out of the vent into mid, off of the contact, being taken by his teammate to claim the kill. And then from there, you got the double quick rotate up in towards heaven. And there's just no flashbangs being thrown by HOTU. Or if they were, that they just definitely missed the mark because no one scaled off the back of that smoke landing in towards CT. Woxic, it's a trademark for him now apparently in this tournament. He's got another XM looking to make the money. He's on the wrong side of the map, fast in towards B. Do they clear XANT? Yes, they do, but not before him and Jimmy will combine. XANTARES also removed by Mizu. A lot of players on low HP, Mizu especially. Jimmy now gets mollied, forced into the open and forced into the Tech 9. So suddenly this force buy is going disastrously for Aurora. HOTU have found the way in, and Wacadia needs to step up and get a kill. That's a nice shot. Ready for the player in the smoke. Yes, he is. Adjustment there. It's all onto the XM, but it's Kado's Tech 9 to get it done for HOTU. A quicker play, faster escalation in towards this B site, and it pays off.
Just get completely caught off guard. So much pace. XANT playing an exposed position, but it's because Jimfat's in towards checkers. He can afford that spot. And Mizu just gets an incredible sequence of kills. XANTARES just gets deleted by Mizu. Doesn't even get a chance to really fight back there. And I thought Wacadia was going to offer up the way into that round with that huge double. But the Kadio swing, these Tech 9s really stinging on B. The Molotov as well, they don't overface the Jimfat. They know they've got him locked into checkers. They get that bomb down and they don't give him any easy fight. The flames land at his feet. Queen of Pain. Bit of painting there for Kadio in the background.
It looks like on the webcam some of HOTU are together. Obviously, we know that all of Aurora are together. Coming into the stint, obviously, of Bounty and StarSeries qualifiers. So it's nice that the players are together for the most part. Looks like Davushka might be the only one alone right now. But again, that change was made incredibly recently for HOTU. This is what Aurora have to be careful of, though. Like the fast scaling, sprinting in towards bomb sites. The entry pathing is normally very good. I'm surprised that Yimfat wasn't able to get a kill, especially on the low HP player over by checkers. Especially because he dodged that molly. But no, Mizu makes amends. This is a very dangerous team to play against just because of how quickly they explode onto the site.
And a little tech issue just to put the sting in. You have to sit in it for a minute. Having the XM is all well and good until you have to retake.
True.
I guess you're just not expecting the force, right? I think he wouldn't go the XM if they were expecting the force buy.
I don't know. He did it on Anubis and got an ace against the force buy.
True. Actually, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I got a friend that buys shotguns all the time. It's like, it's all well and good when you get in the fights, but as soon as the other site falls and you have to retake, that's when you're in trouble.
I think Ash is playing
Fantastic
catch with
ball
Arcadia.
skills.
Oh, well handled.
One-handed.
Woxic's looking on like, is it my go?
Gotta. Yeah, Queen of Pain. Bit of a Dota player as well. The Christmas tree is sending me. I can't believe he has a Christmas tree. Just a permanent Christmas tree. Staying jolly all year round. Did make the ho-ho joke earlier, so it feels like it's all come full circle.
See, yeah, that's true. And it's funny because when you said ho-ho, I thought of Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, all depends on the placement of your H. Oi, getting a bit too aggressive there.
No injury, Mash.
He needs to shoot. Pelt him with the stress ball.
Okay, it looks like the issue's been resolved because Ash has stopped throwing the ball, and look at his entire demeanor has changed from mucking about to being locked in. I really thought we were going to go live then.
Queen of Pain is a character in Dota, which is a MOBA style game.
I understood that when you said, "Oh, must be a Dota fan." I was like, "Oh, that must be from Dota." But I'm glad that you.
We must play it right, like to get like an actual. Quop's like a you play. Well, actually, these days I think it's more of a support character. I don't know. I don't play it anymore. Used to be a mid character. Good for ganking because it can blink around.
You've got a lot of hours in Dota, don't you?
Yeah, too many. Too many thousands of wasted hours. Still watch the International because it's such a good event, fanfare and everything about it. It's also got the Lay's chips on the the crisps on the shelf.
That's the most important art piece.
Yeah. I don't know what that is in the background. It's freaky as hell, whatever's on the left. Some sort of monster.
It looks like a more intense graffiti of Monster on Overpass.
Yeah, like the hype beast. Hyper beast.
Hype beast, yo. All right, so we know what the cause of the problem is. Just some TeamSpeak issues, so hopefully they can get a new server and it'll be fine. Or a new channel. But we kick Xan now leaning forward a bit more. Just realised that Davushka's duvet says handsome on it. Just behind him.
Yeah. What is yours saying? Good boy.
Yeah, it just doesn't say anything, actually. Just have very boring bed sheets. Not that anyone cares, but there you have
Just
it.
white, like the walls.
Yes. It goes. White on white. It's a good colour combo.
Millennial beige.
If you're just joining us, this is the first map between HOTU and Aurora. We've had 2 rounds so far. Aurora won the pistol. HOTU just smashed it into B. Were able to win. It did come down to a 1v1. However, so you would expect the CT side to reinvest in. They're only going to have like 5.7s. There might be an MP9 sprinkled in, but I doubt it. It's going to be a little bit tricky to afford all that. That was actually a very costly round because I'm looking back at the round recap. Jimmy had a FAMAS. Jimmy had an M4. Kixan had a FAMAS. Arcadia also had an M4. So it was a very future-proofed round that went wrong. So your money isn't great. In fact, it hasn't refreshed yet on HLTV, but Jimfat, Kixan, and Arcadia all had $100 to their name. Woxic and XANTARES had 0.
The secret success. Never give up.
You reading the things.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get... I think it's just a bunch of stock phrases. Well, vibes look good in Aurora's camp considering they got reset round 2.
Yeah, the pause probably helps them.
Yeah. Looks like it's been laughing the entire time. Even Kixon's smiling.
Yeah, vibe's good, which is important. Especially on this team that obviously has got a lot of expectations. The decision to go international. Remember, XANTARES went international and then went back. Now he's flip-flopped to international again.
It wasn't his choice, though,
interesting
really,
career
was
arc.
it? It was the Aurora's choice.
That is true. He was on big for 3 years. Or 2 years, I guess. It was December 2018.
I felt like they achieved so much with that roster. It was quite a big shock when they went back for that Eternal Fire team.
Did really well. I mean, he hasn't been as much of a journeyman as someone like Woxic has been, right?
True.
Like, what Woxic's got, all of this experience playing under Mouse, Cloud9 as well,
I don't
before
know if we count the
returning back.
Cloud9 era.
He probably doesn't want to think about the Cloud9 era, but it did happen. He was there.
Yeah, it was like 10 games.
No, he was on
No,
that
I
team
swear they
for
barely
4
played.
months.
Yeah, but I feel like they barely played.
Okay, 1 official, 2 official, 3 official, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nearly 11.
Well, 11. Yeah, it's pretty close. Obviously, that was in the middle of a pandemic, which obviously didn't help things.
I'm just looking at all these results, by the way. This is now just down the rabbit hole. All of these maps are ridiculous. I know they're CSGO maps, before everyone bites my head off, but 16-14, 22-18 against OG, 16-14, 25-23, 16-14, 16-14, 16-12, 16-14. Like, every single map basically going the distance. That was a weird time.
Mezzi went the distance. Good on him.
You see this new tattoo? Looks really cool.
No.
It's got like a full arm sleeve now, and he's got like the AK in the M4. But on the AK, he's got 2 stars where they've won the majors, and he's deliberately left like more room just in case they win more majors and have more stars.
Who did they lose to the other day?
Liquid.
Got joked on. Unlucky. All right, sleeves up.
They're already short. He didn't roll them off at all.
Be a very, very new territory. Like Gymfats actually have to learn 2 new maps as part of this roster: Cache and Anubis, which is 2 of the 3 maps featuring in this in this veto. Obviously, he's been doing really well on Anubis. Been really impressed by Gymfat's adaptation to a map that was a permaban his entire career with Mouse and Mouse NX2.
We can get into it. Casters will finally start the game as we can get into round 3 here. Oh, all bang. That was a tiny bit of damage onto Norbert. There are some MP9s. Kicks with the dig. So we say thank you as well to Lorgar. You saw that pop up just appear on the screen. They're providing all of the PCs at the main event for StarSeries, www.lorgar.com. If you'd like to have a computer like the professionals.
This is a good call. You know you're up against the force buy. You go to mid. You go to the place you can take these long range drills with the rifles. That's Arcadia. He's been spotted, but his support's just nowhere nearby. So it's only what he can manage as an individual. Maybe a chance to get one here. Mishko starts to push forward. And this free position looks really nice to get a single kill. Fall back. Chance to look for more. Sees a player progressing out from main. Now they start to scramble. Arcadia will get backstabbed. They've got the site.
Oh, XANTARES has got Norbert. So now you put it back into this player advantage. There are no kits. So that's going to be a little bit tricky for Aurora. But if they go quickly, I mean, you might as well give this a go. It's the disruptive utility that's going to be the problem as well. Double flashbangs, that's it. I love the crossfire as well that's been established. Player in Squeaky. Potentially will cut off XANTARES. Now woxic steps in with this MP9. Time's going to be the biggest issue here. Aurora haven't found players right up until the last very moment, but you just cannot simply get this defuse over the line. You need to stick it now. They realize it. XANTARES will just win it just by the virtue of staying alive. Everyone dies. Including Gymfat and Kixan.
Yeah, it's good damage. It would have been nice to have kept something into the next round because they're going to be ecoing this one. That was the force. Unless Fakedi got a double there, it would have been really hard to get this round going because of the time. Great shot from XANTARES. That always feels like a lock-in position when Norbert is there. So gets flicked down on by the 5-7. Kitty's got one of those into this round, so does Gymfat and XANTARES. HOTU recognize, all right, a lot of space we can take in mid. It's very similar. It's not identical setup, just with worse weapons.
Yeah, this is nice from HOTU. You're basically just running the same round back because you know that the investment is going to be worse. Why would you show the CTs anything different as well? This molly's great because you can actually just skirt around the left-hand side of it quite quickly. Another one goes close. Arcadia, I guess into a spot of hot water. There are players just in these smokes. XANTARES is able to find one. woxic 2. It's all fine.
Now, they've all been cleaned up and Arcadia will get that bomb down. Gymfat managed to get anything in towards middle. There's a player locked here, but not a bit precise with it. All cleaned up. That one was a matter of time. Now we get to see what the CT side actually looks like here for the side of Aurora. And they can contest with the 4x. AWP, that's now out. We'll see what the stake odds look like in a second. Yeah, HOTU are favoured, especially with the start they've had, but I think also just the context of this map between the two teams.
Ooh, massive dink early onto XANTARES. Another really aggressive scaling in towards mid. Mizu has a look in main, but will get bested by Wakadia. So that's a good opening, but 7 HP on 2 players doesn't feel the most comfortable if you're Aurora. Gilbert might just pop B.
A, but yeah, the B pop with XANTARES on 2 HP. Yeah, he's done for. Just gets caught on the timing. It's a passive hold from Jimfat. We'll still get a kill. So that's pretty good value. No smoke until too late. Now XANT, his timing looks fantastic. He'll drop the bomb and just stay alive. That's important. A drop back, disengage. Force the initiative onto HOTU and they go straight into the AWP. Bomb delivered on a silver platter to woxic. And this is looking much better from Aurora. Guns come out. They're looking to make this as simple as possible. Bushka gonna have a hard time getting this C4. Especially because Jimfat can just swing as soon as woxic takes contact. So the worst case, it's maybe 1 casualty. But there won't be any. woxic locks it down for 2. And Aurora get their first gun round.
I love calling players good and they go 0-5. Tough one for Davushka. That round's all on XANT. Like, gets a really good timing. I love the fact that he just waits, sees the second player right there, and he's like, okay, I actually don't need to fight this. You can just play the advantage. Kato then looks for space. It'll be woxic that follows through. Great gun round, because, as mentioned, XANTARES, Wakadia both dinked for like 2 HP between them. That's a nice recovery to a round. And that molly, that sucks. Because that's just going to push HOTU back. They can't get the space in mid.
woxic's here. Kadia, that nade, that's going to land right in the middle and reveal 1. Simple first kill. He never stops shooting. It's a lockdown on the 4 spike. 1 kill finally comes through, but that is it. Can't force through the Tech-9s onto A. They get shut down comprehensively.
Yeah, much better out of the CT side. The space in it is a lot better. The contact's being taken by the players deep, which allows them the close ones to get involved. As a nasty surprise for HOTU. And that is HOTU's methodology a lot of the times. When things don't work, they'll just try and brute force an issue. They'll use their firepower and they'll leverage that against their opponents. KDO, the only one to get a kill there with the Tech-9s. Now it's Glocks. So now it just simply gets worse. Shouldn't be struggling against this. woxic on the AWP. Over towards A. Might be the potential saving grace in the round, but the M4 trained at Squeaky. Flashbang dodge or open spray. Perfect. He'll get a double. XANTARES then steps in on the angle. And in fact, he'll just kill everyone. Easy does it. Only 1 casualty. Aurora now jump into the lead.
Yeah, you're never going to get out of that door cleanly. Not with Wakadia watching it, and then the highway angle just being there for XANTARES. You're going up against both of those in that narrow choke point. Not going to happen without some sort of cross smoke. So Aurora, yeah, into the lead. Looking good at the moment, considering they got reset in round 2. Bet your bottom dollar they studied the demo from Astralis versus Team. If they can replicate that sort of success. But first kill goes the way of Mizu. It's a burnout. Wakadia get 1 back and looking to make it 2. Quick flick down from Wakadia. See you later, Davushka. That's going to be a goose egg for a little bit longer.
Oh no, Davushka. I mean, you can't do a whole lot about that one. Mechanical from Wakadia. That's after XANT will singe over at highway. Flashbang just to try and get some source of info or at least push the T side back. XANTARES now adopts a very aggressive angle. Be careful. Because he will take your life. Easy kill. Surely there's another player at the back of the site. There is Jimfat. He's waiting patiently. Mizu's got to clear this. Frontails falls, and he can't find Jimfat either. Beautiful double. Just plays so patient. Offers XANTARES his contact. Lovely round out of Arcadia and Jimfat.
Yeah, perfectly handled that. Just finding that right timing to swing out and catch a play up in the back. Good hold on B and mid. This is a map that I think Aurora will get quite good at, just in the nature of how it plays at the moment.
Well, put it this way.
They love fights, and they're going to get them here.
When I first started watching professional Counter-Strike, I just as a hobby and getting into it, there was one constant I remember: space soldiers on cash. Mm-hmm. So, you're right. I think they'll be fantastic at this map. I really enjoyed watching them back in the day.
Yeah, didn't they have some absurd streak
I think
at
so,
some
yeah.
point?
I can find that out.
Obviously, very different pieces around them these days, the individuals, but
21 LAN wins on cash in a row.
That's actually ridiculous. That's going to be one of the longest records on any map. Incredible. Yeah. Yes, XANTARES, Arcadia, looking pretty good. Woxic, gone. Arcadia needs another multi, and deliver it. Starts well with 2, but they do manage to get in. That's the all picked up. Frontails put that into his hands. He's watching this cross. The bomb can be planted. Arcadia's got some util. Now there's no armor.
Great
So it feels like, oh, that nade. The payload straight to their heads. Frontails is just desperately searching, getting pre-fired. He's not been able to use this orb since picking it up. Will finally find his shot, but now run down. He's found another. XANTARES spotted, but it's KDO that comes through. And that recovered AWP sings at Fork.
That's brilliant. I mean, when KD gets a triple kill in that round, that nade brings them down limping. But yet, Frontails, that is phenomenal. Look at this again, because it's Norbert to get the opener. You think Wakadia has done more than enough. But yet, Frontails is playing whack-a-mole with Jimfat.
Peak doesn't start well. Woxic wants to take that fight early. Does get punished. So 4 on 5, but this is where this vent play can really work out wonders. Kixan gets 2. They do not clear that fast boost, and why would you be expecting a play there? He pushed up through middle, I think, to get that. Rushka now gets spammed down incredibly low, and well, getting out of here, surely impossible. XANTARES just wants to run him down or just walk ahead. Either way, he's not getting out. So sure, lose that first fight, but since then it's been nothing but Aurora. This angle is so solid from Arcadia, by the way. One that you probably want to test out at home. Never gets mollied. And really hard cleared. See Mizu. Oh, does clear it. That's crazy. What an insane shot. Down the smoke, and XANTARES steps into sight. Jimfat swinging. Oh, great proactive play. Flashbang comes over, and it's all handled.
Wow, look at that angle. That was just such a ridiculous adjustment for a Mizu. Really impressed with Kixan and XANTARES in towards middle. I think that the best thing and the best compliment we can give Aurora as well is the fact that HOTU get 1 round and they immediately get reset. Like, they've not been able to build up consistent momentum in this first half whatsoever. Stake has got Aurora taking cash. As mentioned, weekly reload of $35. Full details in the banner below the stream. Great rounds on this CT side. And you start to see the mechanical brilliance. We already got it out of Frontails. And then out of Mizu. Just on the end, unfortunately, in this previous, not enough. I think they're reduced down to Tech 9s again. And poor Davushka. Never give up.
Right, well, a Hero AK will come in around some of these pistols. Smoke up so that Frontail can just go searching. Nade gonna land right on top, and there goes the AK. Frontail's out of the round. And with it, you feel significant chances, aggressive flashbang, and a brilliant spray. Never lets go. Oh, left click, and he takes 3 names.
17 and 8, by the way.
Yeah, absurd. XANTARES might be the Space Soldiers' remnant with the history, but Wacadia looking to show that he's a deft hand at this map as Kixan comes through with the final kill. 7 and 4. This could be an 8-4 half after being down 1-3 early.
No warp for Frontails either. And right, this is also after the pistol round got reset by HOTU. Aurora already on the back foot, and spoke about the FOKUS game and the fact that they won both pistols. That meant the gun rounds were limited. That this has just been phenomenal. Really been impressed with everyone's individual level. I know we're going to speak about Wacadia an awful lot, but I've been highlighting it all event, and I'll continue to do so. I think Kixan has really stepped up a gear as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's been nice to see him fighting forward a lot more.
Speaking of, he just goes and takes the fight. He actually gets out. I can't believe he gets out of that. That did not. I thought he was just going to die immediately. Yeah, I mean, he used to be known as a fragging IGL. Like, basically before he joined a super team with players that kind of took a lot of that space. Not that he doesn't have those sort of superstars here. Come on, Davushka. This is your round. I feel like it's coming.
Yeah, strikes the head.
Hey, there it is. All right, see you later.
At least we can say Davushka was here in the first half. Hey, and he killed XANTARES. Flashbang for info. Woxic will find Mizu. Norbert will catch. Woxic falls as well. That's the B-bomb site compromised. This round is not yet over for HOTU. 2 versus 2. There's nades, mollies available. I love this angle. Adopted by Norbert.
Yeah, if he just crouches here, they cannot see him as they progress out from CT. So he's hoping just to catch someone on the walk up. And then Frontails can just hold main. Doesn't need to be worried about this other position. Oh, the crouch under. I think that was comms. But the molly forces Frontails out, and now Norbert begins to edge forward. Catch that first player. Where's the second head? Right there as he's dropping. Stays alive. Kixan can't quite get him. And now time. A serious problem. Kixan gets the frag. Does he have the round? It's down to the finest of margins, but the defuse comes through.
What an explosive finish the round that is. Norbert falls off Heaven. Kixan domes him, and with 0.3 seconds left, able to cut the fuse and give Aurora double the score lead of HOTU. With Wakadia at the helm, 18-9. This is looking like a brilliant cash so far. This punish pick is backfiring massively.
Yeah, dominating the gun rounds for Aurora. Didn't lose a single one, really. Oh, just that one round that came through towards the end.
I mean, that was Tech 9's.
That wasn't a gun round, so I guess it doesn't count. Here he is, your boy Brandon Davushka getting the opening frag.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't on the broadcast. Hey, it's been a tough one for Davushka. At least he will find that opener here for HOTU. Boost up now. Or Wakadia. Cadio. He's just hiding. And there's going to be zero resistance to get him out of this position, apart from a direct clear. You can't molly him. He's got the luxury of that in this round. Surely you clear him.
Well,
or you just ignore him and go then.
Oh, yeah, actually, this works a whole lot better. He'll be able to fast flank, but it might not matter. Norbert backside needs to find something because now KDO falls. Norbert is looking for it, but so many bodies swarm, and they manage to get in, bomb to be planted, and a 4-on-2. Make that a 4-on-1. As Mizu with dual Berettas might just look to tuck tail and save them for next round. You imagine HOTU do go for the second round force. He's just going to look for exits. So Aurora, get both pistols.
That's a really cool pistol. You send 2 players over the boost, but you've also got one of them. Sorry, you boost up 3 players, you get 2 of them going over in towards vent, and then you've got 1 lurking on the boost. Jimfat are able to catch out the player pushing in mid after he's hearing all of these players just sprint through in towards the vent. The last player you're expecting in that moment is another one on that boost. Nice from Mizu. Collects a couple of kills, but it's rounds that HOTU really need. As you say, force probably coming in, but it doesn't feel amazing. I wouldn't mind them saving.
I don't know, it's such a long road. I feel like your best chance is to catch them off. Okay, they do. They do. They're going to allow that 10th.
Unless the A-stack works.
Yep. I mean, they are going here.
Well, they're just fighting, though. Should be easy, and it is. Kadia gets even more. XANTARES' spray. Good for 1.5. There you go. There is some kills. But only a couple.
You want to fight Wakadia right now?
Yeah.
Like 22 and 10. I'm not sure. Not sure you really do. Looking like a bit of a cash merchant. He was the highest rated player in that map versus FOKUS as well, with a 1.17 rating. And 20 for 19, so he's certainly outdone that already.
Just realised that Donk was 12 years old when Cash got removed from the map pool. 2019.
Yeah, it should make you feel old.
I like this. This is just direct out of the T side. You have got a player in the vent. ADO waiting to play off Norbert. In fact, the molly has been dodged. Nade, very good. And the spray out of Norbert, even better. Headshot angle, collecting kills. KDO now known. But known or not, you can't really handle him. Now the rotates in as well from heaven. This is a great setup. Davushka's also locking off middle. Wakadia begging for a fight, but KDO knows he doesn't need to peek. because Devushka's got the lock-in. You've also got Frontails just on the AWP. That's going to bait Devushka in even more. Lovely setup so far out of HOTU.
Okay, well, they save, they get their guns, and they find success in orbit. Really good hold on B. Mentioned he's been rock solid for them. And a big part of that is just how reliable he is. And not a single casualty. AKs can be collected as well. That's exactly what HOTU needed for the long road ahead.
Very proactive rotations as well. And utility's superb. But that nades did easily over 100 damage from Norbert.
There's no pressure on Norbert there, though, right? Like, there's no flashbangs, no molly towards headshots. So he's just kind of playing what is essentially the most standard position on the B bomb site and just winning his fights.
Stake odds heavily favor Aurora. Makes sense. They've got 10 rounds. But they're giving HOTU zero chance. B didn't work, so they're going to try A. And currently, this feels like a good move. Mizu, the only one here at back site. At least there's quick rotates in from highway.
Okay, just throws open the door, sees nothing in at forklift, and now they begin to scale out. Mizu dropping the incendiary, but just ran on by Kickstand. Charges on in, Devushka tries the same, and well, that does not pan out at all. A poppy play onto A. For the remaining 3 players, they need to find this way in. They group in towards CT at car. Some utility coming over. And Molly is quite good at disrupting this boost, but unfortunately can't capitalize off that disposition. Kadio does get 1, so does Frontails, but that's all it's going to be. He has to save this orb. As Aurora get us onto 11.
Yeah, that was very half-hearted from HOTU when it came to that A setup. Because you've got Mizu that was quad, jumping, and then he repositions as he sees the smokes come in, drops the incendiary, wants Aurora to run through his incendiary into his bullets, and then he also wanted Devushka to be there at the same time. The difficulty of that is that Devushka was all the way down highway, so that by the time he gets his rotate there, Mizu's dead. So you need to go together there, or you need to put yourself in a much more of an off angle if you're Mizu. I mean, it's a brilliant kill out of Kicksand. That just opens up the round. But as soon as Mizu falls, Devushka should not be pushing that ever.
That's going to be a double boost for a second. It's not 3B, and do you want to just take up straight duels with XANTARES? Nice nade. Some serious damage. No one's actually on A at the moment. This is a lot of that focus towards B early. Double highway setup. Oh, but we'll move over now. And a reboost up for XANTARES. A does feel like a good place to be heading right now, as long as you can deal with highway.
And Molly's not bad either. In fact, it goes in the vent and upsets KDO for half his HP. That's going to get Devushka's attention as well. In fact, KDO will fall. Jimfat then swings. Tries to take space, doesn't happen. You still got this boosted player. Meanwhile, look at Forklift. Wakadia. Oh my goodness me. Spotted by Mizu. That one kill, that one spot completely bails HOTU out, because that was very scary. If Mizu was looking at Squeaky there, no one was having accountability of the forklift walk. That could have been a disaster.
Yeah, just some good timings. And not for Aurora. XANTARES would have saved his AK. I guess they can buy next round if he saves. Woxic will have to go like a scout, but they have the option to try and force it again. I think with XANTARES out of whack, I feels like the right thing because Jimfat can get an AK. We'll see what they decide to do. But yeah, Kixan spotted Galil. So we'll just force and try and run it back again. Obviously, actually onto the Tech 9. They did find success with that Poppy A play.
Oh, wow. Okay, Kixan. Spammed out to 10 HP, but XANTARES just hits the headshot. Pick the banner as well to learn more about the ATK Mice giveaway. 8 gaming mice because to be given away here. Last day for now to do that. As it is an opening kill. Kixan low. And Aurora head back in towards B. Now this did not work last time because they didn't put enough pressure on this headshot position. And I haven't really got the utility to do that again here. So you're hoping that the straight up gunfights are going to be a lot more favourable.
You're also hoping there's not 2 players here, but HOTU have 2 lying in wait. I think Norbert should be baited pretty well here by KDO. Just going to drop the defensive smoke and headshot. That makes it really hard to scale in. Norbert, now he has the angle. For the timing to swing off KDO's contact, he strikes and he finds 2. Now locked into the corner, but the AWP providing support. How do they flush him out? It's so tricky. And again, Norbert just finding the perfect time to strike. Nade, will that do the job? It does. That is how you hold B.
I mean, that's brilliant from Norbert. Did Frontails floor bang and get a leg shot on Jimfat? I think he did. I think he shot him through the heaven floor. Just directly below him. That's really cool, if that is the case. Great hold out of Norbert. Baited beautifully. Aurora have a false sense of security when they make it in towards that corner. They just think they've done enough as soon as KDO's fallen as well. Now got a competitive game because it is the full eco. Are XANTARES, the Eagle or 2. Should be 11-8. CT side having a massive resurgence here for HOTU. Uh-oh.
Nice pick, but...
Don't do that.
I don't know if there's much you can get off it.
You could always get more picks.
Yeah, you could just get more picks. Frontails can't even see XANTARES that. Gets a little bit of a fright. Yeah, you just need to sit back and not give a deagle angle. So I like what Noble. He adopts the off angle, and now Frontails comes over with the AWP. There's that off angle, finding success for Norbert. And it's beautiful. Another great sequence from him. He is really proving to be a wall on B.
Norball with 4.
The Norbal wall.
Or handled. From both him and you. 11-8. Now for HOTU. Gun round in for Aurora. If it makes you feel better, on the first day that we were casting Aurora, I noticed myself randomly. I like expose myself. During the first series, I went Aurora, and now I'm extremely conscious of it now, and it's just really difficult because every time I go to say Aurora, I have to like double take it in my head before I say it. I think it's
because British English and Australian English. Non-brotic R. It's we don't pronounce R's in certain ways. Heroic is another one where you actually really have to work to say to make it not sound like heroic because of the way the vowels appear around the R. It's not your fault. It's literally the way that our accents work.
You hear that, chat? It's not my fault.
It's not your fault if you
11-8. Come on then.
Yeah, let's lock in. Focus. B.
It's gonna be B again.
Yeah, Aurora, I really want to test out an orbit that has not gone well.
You've not had success here, so I'm surprised. But also, it's a catch-22. Because HOTU think, well, surely you're not going to go back to B. Norbert has had so many multi-kills, yet they still put KDO in this vent. Well, they're ahead of this smoke somewhat. Norbert moves over. Flashbang will catch him, fully blind him as well. And now KDO in the vent cleared. The bluff caught and seized by this T side. And now they're in. And for the first time, they get a chance to hold on to it.
Like no util for the post plant. But even the CTs actually don't have a lot for the retake. So play disadvantage. They've got a smoke that they can throw either on towards main or check it. Gonna go main. That's just gonna invite XANTARES to peek forward. Gets the one. Wicadia just spams out into the alleyway and Frontails can't do a thing. Aurora, time after time, they attempt this B bomb site, but this time around, a great timing. A pop through the smoke. Norbert gets caught in the open, nowhere to go. And without Norbert, B falls.
I love that call. I really enjoy that call out of Kixan. This time, the difference is, for Aurora, is that they get very close as Norbert drops the smoke. And as he's repositioning, that's where the flashbang catches him. He's not ready for that timing. I tell you what, the Gym Fat peak as well onto KDO in Vent. Pristine. Four chances, as you say, to close this map now. To have a massive advantage in this series. HOTU have been first picking cash. Backfired against Astralis. Now it looks like it might backfire it again here. As blinded by the lights is KDO. Davushka actually able to get an opener. Oh, and between him and Frontails, they're able to get a lot of work done. Woxic will find Misus. That opens the door. You got to remember that Wicadia is still alive on 25 kills. This angle adoption is so smart. Out of Woxic. Davushka now thinking about the flank. Frontails, I think, saw him on the drop-off. Bomb planted 2v3 and quick flanks out of Norbert and Davushka.
Yeah, double flank. I don't know if you're going to be ready for this. Woxic is not considering it. This timing looks really good for Norbert. Woxic's just going to walk straight in and it's onto Wicadia. A 1v3. Maybe taking the forward fight onto Frontails is the way out of this. He doesn't know where this third player is. That's the problem. Finds Norbert. Great swivel. And it's the AWP, but there's that second lurk. Davushka coming through silent. Keeping HOTU in this. A fantastic flank, but you could see that one coming together. Woxic just can't quite find that timing on Frontails. It's by milliseconds. When he falls off Fork, that's where Frontails steps into the line.
Awesome hold out of Davushka as well, because he swings to protect his AWP, try and give him coverage, has to go to the sidearm, but still gets the kill. Been very quiet in this map, but a very important round coming out of him. Right when it matters most for HOTU, they stay alive. I'm not certain. I don't think the money is in the best of spots when it comes to the reinvestments for Aurora. I think there'll be enough money here to grab some bits together. Ash will take a timeout. Just to steady the ship. And yeah, look, there's a MAC-10, there's a Deagle. It isn't the prettiest, but it's what they've got to work with to try and close this.
Don't want to give A another shot. The entire gang gathers here. No boost up, no lag. Looks to be pretty direct.
Great Molly
Great Molly,
again.
just over the top. That dislodges these player that's tucked in there. There's going to be a third element here. Mizu on the angle. Kixan aware of it, but can't best him. And, well, now the kills do come through for the T side. Wicadia and XANTARES fighting back. KDO does remove Wicadia. In fact, he's going to arrive here a little late. A resmoke needs to be put down. Rifle can maybe be scooped up. And then maybe that bomb planted. Just worried about where these CTs are. In fact, not feeling comfortable. That push could come at any moment. Throws the molly. Now commits to that plant. XANTARES smoked up in main. Forced out of that position. As is Jimfat by the flames. In fact, goes down to the bullets and fire. And XANTARES in the open. Bested by KDO. Double digits for HOTU.
Yeah, brilliant from KDO because there's a smoke break on highway that allows him to get the kill on the player coming out of Squeaky. Brilliant utility as well. As soon as Jimfat commits to that plant, that's where the molly comes over. That's where the spam comes in too. Just can't do anything. And the molly almost stalks him. Set ablaze. Our HOTU now. They look to try and force OT. We will require every round of play here. Unless the Deagles pop off. And this is all whilst Wicadia is 27-17.
It's actually absurd. But it's been a real team resurgence on the CT side. Frontails, Norbit, high impact throughout. Frontails just taking names in towards middle this round.
You missed one.
Vushka has had a bit of a resurgence.
Thank you.
You know, he didn't have that many kills. Well, he had 1.5.
Yep.
So, you know, he's been doing good and building back up.
He's done 9 times better.
Yeah.
So far. Looking to make it more. As he stations... Oh, worried about a boost. Or a jump up, maybe. Frontails in a lovely spot to actually maybe find his 20th kill. And will. That one was so efficient, it was completely silent on my end.
Yeah, that was weird.
Jimfat and Wicadia. Last 2 players standing. Ready to greet the AWP. And he's already repositioned as well. Jump over, will catch the leg shot. In fact, Wicadia will grab both bullets. Beautiful. Out of HOTU. They might force OT.
We're with a chance. We got the AWP for woxic. That has actually been lacking on this T side quite a lot. It's allowed Frontails to have so much space with his, just to roam about and find these fights, and he's feeling very confident in taking them. See what woxic opts to do with his. Peeking towards A, and well, that is where the other AWP is, so we might get that contest, depending how much woxic wants to push forward. Frontails just going to sit in at quad, holding the slither line. Just feel like A is the intent. That nade just a little bit. Been a few seconds later would have been significant.
It almost feels like you need a mid-prong. You either need Jimfat to pull attention so they go B, or you need mid-players, because right now it's been very one-dimensional here. Especially on this T side. Last few rounds they've been going in towards A. It's all been through main or Squeaky. No one's been at highway. And this is what they're doing now. So this is really nice. So you've dropped the smokes over at A. That allows you space in towards mid. The Vushka feeling the pressure. Full blinded. Dealt with. Kicks and XANTARES both get kills. It's exactly what I was speaking about. And that Frontails is completely isolated. Wicadia locks it in. Surely now Aurora are going to close. It's not going to be overtime. Norbit is such low HP. KDO trying to wrestle with the entirety of this T side, and they can't do it. 13-11. They just needed that little bit of flavor on the A exec.
Yeah, you called that perfectly. Exactly what the doctor ordered, and they get it over the line. Just need that extra pressure elsewhere. And mid was really neglected, actually, you know, by Aurora for the majority of that T side.
Every single team you listed there at the time was in tier 2. And yes, Bet Boom, you could argue, had a deep run at the major. That was not the same Bet Boom compared to the start of the year. Aurora, in principle, are the best team that they would have faced on this map this year. Despite all the changes, that still remains true. This is a tier 1 team. This is a different caliber of competition. So I want to believe it. I think they can show us a good form. Vushka needs to get firing a lot earlier than he did. So does Norbert, to be fair, and then we might be okay. We'll see how it all plays out here as we continue the battle with Stake. Aurora, if they win their map pick, they are through to the main event. They have completed the gauntlet of the qualifier. They start on the CT side as HOTU push mid.
It's only woxic here to greet them in camera. Flash forward. And he has no defensive utility. He just wants to look for the fight, but they drop down. Jimfat gets caught out. Now it's a flush in towards his B bomb site. XANTARES, Dorberettas wants to take the forward space, and he spins back for another. But it might not matter as the rest of his teammates fall around him, and it falls to Acadia.
Yeah, that's the issue, is that XANTARES can offer you up a double, but if none of the other players are getting a kill, it's all null and void. I really thought he was going to 180, get the kill, and then that would have got really interesting. That would have been the bomb dropped. Acadia, for as good as he's been, crafting this 1v3 feels tricky, and he can't even get past KDO. HOTU, they lost both pistols on cash. They start Anubis in winning form.
It's interesting because I think what we've seen, I mean, it'll be more of a factor when it's the full gun rounds, but in the maps we've seen since the changes to this squad, the Echo and K27 games, I think it's actually mostly been the kind of anchors, right? The extremity. It's been Acadia and Jimfat that have been real standouts. I think Walczaki has been having a great time, but Jimfat, 1.51 rating across the two maps played. I just feel like each extremity has had that one piece that can just lock it down.
Ow.
Yeah, Jimfat's maybe not got much of a chance in this round now that he's reduced to 9 HP. Look, instant kill onto Norbert, the round's on, but it's a body tag. And now they just leave.
I love the optimism. It's great. And to be fair, given his rating, you maybe even back him to hit that headshot. I like this from HOTU, just a slowdown. They put so much pace over towards getting that B space, but CTs are reading into this. A grouping of the MP9s, and in fact everyone in towards middle. KDO prepared for this walk. A natural reaction. Oh, a shoulder spotted. Just trying to bait in Kixan. I tell you what, Aurora, they've now made their mind up. They've just got to save Kixan. We dealt with by KDO. You just hold on to the MP9s and the 5.7 with head armor.
Yeah, KDO's smoke ends up completely locking Aurora out, funnily enough. The 2-0 start. Not losing anyone here. Keeps it clean for them and their money. They did buy 4 rifles, so that's ideal for them. Yeah, Norman's actually going to go overlook. Even throwing away his flashbang. Maybe to set him up for a peek.
It's good.
That one's going to be thrown forward. That's a disengage.
I thought that was more he just drops the flashbang so they can't scoop it if he dies. But it makes way more sense for him to be flashed into A-Bay. Either way, good macro. Big stretch.
Like a cat. Logger, the official gaming PCs of the main event. Thank you again to them. Cross smoke thrown out early. Hells looks to take a peek and a fight. They know it won't be much to keep them at bay in this round. Norbert's again gotten great control towards Dark. XANTARES is going to come over a little nosy in though, so Norbert might just lose his life here. Spray goes completely wild, so a 5-on-4 quite early. I really want to force your way into this. They've managed to deal with XANTARES thanks to a buffet of flame backside, and then Mizu just starts moving forward. woxic taken out, and they're brute forcing their way in. Risky move to make, but it ends up working out quite well.
I think it's the right play to make, especially when you hear the molly at pillar doing its job. And therefore you can spam. You're going to put a lot of pressure on XANTARES to move there. And because you've got Mizu in canals, the best case scenario in that moment is either he gets the kill on the player in canals and connector because the MP9's dropped, or he can just come through and do exactly what he did. So he was really well placed there to do the damage. Gun round in. woxic opening. Mizu silenced.
Yeah, woxic's been phenomenal in games that we've seen here on Anubis. An early 5v4 bodes well. XANTARES can now be freed up to move about as well. So he's going to come over towards B. At least nearby, but some pressure's been applied middle. That keeps his eye turned. Oh, they're hoping for the investigation. Now the utility rains down. Norbert slides in towards Dark. XANTARES will make his way over. woxic's been caught in mid, though. So XANTARES has to turn back this lurk from KDO. It's fantastic, and it's gotten even better. He's just on a tear. Jimfat falls, and Kicksan just going to be hounded from every avenue.
This is just a beautifully played round. Like, you speak about KDO just walking, getting that security in towards middle. This is the first time that Aurora, just on the CT side, have been pressured from multiple different angles all at the same time. There's so much going on. They can't figure out where they're going to go because they're not the ones dictating the tempo. This is really cool. And Wikadia's just anchored in A the entire time, has been able to push out. This is even after woxic got the opening kill on Mizu. And from there, a push in mid, a push out B. Still that push down in towards connector. From Norbert, there's nothing you can really do, and every kill gets isolated, which is the biggest compliment you can give to HOTU. They're keeping it incredibly clean. Wikadia will save the AK. But around it, it's just going to be pistols.
That's just one man walking through middle and kind of doing the job. woxic is the winner of that fight. It's a completely different round. It's actually unbelievable. He manages to best XANTARES. He was very ready for it.
But not the scaling. I think because it was such a close angle, that throws him off kilter just a touch.
Yeah, also when you're like on the stairs, you're not kind of head level with the crosshair, so it's a bit less clean, and KDO has the slight advantage on the right side peak. Alright, so you got this AK and some threat around it, so Aurora definitely have a chance in this round. Stakes favouring HOTU to take Anubis quite early.
It's one of those where it goes 4-0 and you think, okay. Certainly are achieving a lot earlier. I like the idea of Wikadia taking a lot of initiative here, but he could easily get boxed in if he's not careful. That's why he backs out behind the mid doors just as this utility comes in. It is well timed out of Wikadia. He's potentially going to get ahead of this. Good counter molly. But that's just going to force HOTU into the fight. Is there a flashbang here? There is. Frontails will throw it, but not for Wikadia. He gets blindsided. Now HOTU escalate the situation. Great molly that goes deep rather than into the mouth of camera. XANTARES is now forced to use his smoke. You can still take this anywhere if you're HOTU.
Yeah, I mean, the smoke's dropped down to make it seem like there's not a lot of presence here at 8. They want you to leave. That's worked. They'd kind of hoped that the smoke would force them through, and the stack could play out, but they are going to rotate. And at the same time, HOTU make moves. So rather than going to A through mid, they're now going to focus through main, and Aurora just going to be completely on the wrong bomb site. A lot of movement around the map in this round, but it's going to favor HOTU. To keep the streak clean. And you just got KDO being such a nuisance in middle.
This is a really good call out KDO as well. Just because you, as you said, you expect the reaction to be there, and then you don't hear anything in towards middle. Aurora have to gamble at that stage, so they rotate all towards B. You go A in a different direction. It's really nice. 8-0 is the in-game leader. "5-0 go HOTU." This has been a immaculate T-side so far. I'm sorry I said anything pre-game. This might be their toughest test, but they're passing it currently with flying colours. This is also a map that they have a 100% win rate on. We did see those pre-graphics, but to take it one step further, out of the 3 games they've played, obviously one was 13-5, one was 13-3, one was 13-9. That creates a very lopsided perspective on their CT side. Their CT win rate on Anubis is 85%.
Yeah, I think you drag the stats for the year. It's still pretty favorable. Like, they won 9 out of 10 games.
Good AWPer.
True.
Block. Well, that gives it a little bit of wiggle room, actually. And KDO, look at him go. L4 by XANTARES. Very passive angle. A wide swing will undo him if he's not careful. And in fact, he's just going to move away. This is the worst timing possible for XANTARES. And I think he's also been heard. Wakadia looks back on the angle. woxic still needs to deal with main, and he can't hold on. And now Wakadia, trapped in a box, has to go forward to try and have safety. And his spam, very wayward. The Vushka will finally be cleared by XANTARES, but there's no further say in this round. 6-0 now, and that timing sucks in mid.
If you just stayed there, you could see the scaling from KDO. He didn't look at all towards where XANTARES was holding. It would have been a guaranteed kill. No pressure then on these players on A. They could have just focused forward. It's one timing that's the entire undoing of the round. That is brutal for XANTARES and for Aurora. He's so much praising Wakadia and how well he's been doing over on this A bomb site. So far, it's a slow start for him.
Slow start for everyone.
That's true.
Outside of XANTARES, there's 2 kills. One of those actually was an opening from woxic. Gotta wake up if you're Aurora. I love this boost. That nade. That's gonna hurt. Chunky. Wakadia then gets on the angle and starts spamming the smoke.
Force back. XANTARES playing a very risky position because he has no support at all. You can see him kind of darting between the two, just clearing to see if anyone's encroaching. He does step forward. Saw him in the early stages of this half taking a lot of space in towards dark. Now the orb's there to greet him. Oh, great shot behind the flames. KDO's throwing a flashbang and just loses his head immediately. Good timing on the smoke from Jimfat. They're going to have to burst through it. They don't even need to break it either. That's on orbit.
Oh. It's looking a little bit cagey right now, but in the same breath as that, woxic is very isolated. Like, he needs to get a kill, and he needs to get out. Otherwise, he's going to get overrun, just like that. The MP9, though, from Jimfat, brilliant. And now you've got XANTARES on the site as well. Norbert will hear him and rip his head clean off his shoulders. 3v2. Time now starts to become a burden. Frontails starts to punch in the digits, but it's the MP9 that swings round the corner. AWP recovered. Jimmy the hero.
Yeah, that's more like it. Jimfat providing that high impact as that B anchor. Plays off the contact of woxic, who unfortunately doesn't hit his shot, and then there's nothing he can do in that position, but all eyes then focus on this AWP. He swings out, gets his multi, and then just to disengage, acknowledging, all right, this is smoke down. We've got the player advantage, don't need to overextend. Kickstand's rotated. As soon as Kickstand gets the contact onto Norbert, it's an immediate swing onto that bomb being planted. And an opener. Can't quite make it too, but Kickstand's there for the quick trade.
That's nice. Finally, we're seeing some tempo set in. We got it out of woxic peeking the hole, and now we get it out of Kickstand and Jimfat peeking the whole 9 yards in towards Canals. Arcadia, that's a massive overextension. That puts it back into the 3-on-3. You know there has to be a player that immediately rotates to A here. They said that doesn't happen. The AWP remains resolute in mid. KDO has a look close, but doesn't see anything. XANTARES needs to be careful. He is not ready for KDO. This timing. Oh, it's great out of XANTARES. Looks back on the angle just in time. Davushka with the trade. That's going to cause the rotates, but that should still push HOTU further in. That smoke not good enough. woxic now on the cross. Is Davushka ready? He has to pass this line, which means going into the AWP. It's Frontails that will drop the bomb. It'll be woxic that drops in Canals. And now Davushka, I've been hyping him up, has to best the in-game leader. 35 seconds, Kicksan hides. Davushka feels a little bit nervy. Ollie into tempo. Bomb planted. Kicksan takes his time before starts making his move. In towards tempo. Creeps forward. Davushka's angle adoption is brilliant. Kicksan needs to hit the instant headshot whilst managing all of these different angles. It comes down to this one fight right here. How prepared is Kicksan? Extreme elite. He'll lock it in for his team. Him and Jimfat, back-to-back heroes for Aurora.
Brilliant from Kicksan. Even though Davushka knows exactly where he's coming from, like it can only be CT or Temple, you feel like he's favored in that fight. Kicksan, slowly but surely, catches that timing. This looks so bad for XANTARES when he's just not looking, but he turns back exactly as the scaling comes. Fine margins. Kicksan also getting that critical trade onto Jimfat. Aurora managed to get a couple of rounds going. Still going to be no end to these finances, at least for a couple of rounds from HOTU, so it doesn't get easier. At least they're finding their footing.
And another pick. Wakadia has been silenced over towards this A-bomb site pretty consistently here by HOTU. And I love this. He just takes the space. Does Mizu. Forces a smoke out of the CTs. XANTARES, woxic here. And that's another smoke that then gets put down. It starts to feel very claustrophobic. If you're the CT side, Mizu just takes his time in. woxic will find one, but going through camera, that's going to be KDO. And surely that's going to be a trade, right? Right? Norbert falls at the same time. KDO's in heaven. woxic surely dead.
He knows. He knows! woxic playing superbly here on A. Davushka's dealt with, and woxic now in towards heaven. It's Frontails with the AWP on the other side. And he's managed to work his magic. And essentially a 1-on-3 in this bomb site. And he walks away with 4. That's a phenomenal round from woxic, and that's life injected back into Aurora.
That is supreme game sense, because you don't have anyone in middle. You see the player running through the A main smoke, and you think, huh, he wouldn't be doing that unless there was another piece coming forward. And he just immediately scopes out the player at heaven. That is fantastic. That's after another opening pick being found by HOTU. Their money smashed to bits. And this was looking dire. This was 6-0 in favor of HOTU. And now Aurora have got a chance to get 4 rounds and potentially make it more. Oh, they got money. Never mind. I really thought they didn't have money, though.
Yeah, Seago's rounds at the start really did build up. Video was like 8-0 at one point. A lot of smoke to dispense earlier. That's a double dark smoke. I don't know how intentional that was. Canal's taken. I think HOTU really want to keep putting this pressure on Wacadia. He's going to need some help. Kicksound's on the way over, so Jimfat's been left alone on B. That's all fine. This looks like the right read from Aurora. HOTU now scramble in towards main to get this execute going. woxic can also rotate quickly. Looks good for Aurora, but they still need to find their shots. First one doesn't come. Mizu with the opener. Wacadia gets his double. That's what he's been looking for on these holds. woxic then chimes in. And it's looking a whole lot better on this A bomb site. Great nade, great shots, and a great shutdown.
There's a really good moment here. As soon as you see Kixan moving away towards A, Aurora have recognized the tell of HOTU. They've been running this opening a few times where they come over from rugs and they take canals. And they've been throwing deliberate utility set. And it's always been that these smokes to cut off B main on the lurk and the smoker over at connector. And you hear the flashbang go over. Wacadia might not have been able to hear the drop over towards canals, but XANTARES probably did. And from there, you know that no one actually pushes mid. No one goes mid when you hear those flashbangs ring over towards stairs. So then you can just have woxic and XANTARES posted just in case they decide to come back. But it also means you've got quick rotates towards the A bomb site. Easy for XANTARES. You'll find Norbert going on an adventure, just trying to disrupt Aurora just through sheer frustration, it feels. That's such a well-coordinated round and brilliant comms. The adjustment on this CT side has been very expert from the CTs.
Lovely spot for XANTARES there to get that pick. All right, we want to try out A again, but woxic is here. Now I'm going to give it a go. 3 players, group up. Now, the support is very far away. Obviously, they can flank through the canals. No rotates coming in otherwise, so these shots need to come through. woxic, going to get flashed off. Surely that's coming. Mizu, ready for the jiggle. Reveals a little bit of something. That's a leg shot. Good damage. Bomb noted. And on the line, flashbang's great, but Wacadia swings, gets that frag, and then another. Back-to-back multis on A. Lurk dealt with. Never woken. Wacadia. And this round, this success here, this opens up the pathway for a 6-6 half. You can see the money of HOTU. Lost bonus building. The Frontail's going to die after time, so he'll have nothing. Aurora are right back in this.
Yeah, brilliant. This is really cool. And the difference here in this round is XANTARES actually gets the pick in towards mid because HOTU put pressure on it. But woxic has been succeeding a lot more over at A because they've only fought him head on. There hasn't been these splits in at Donut. There hasn't really been that counter utility. There's been one flashbang thrown forward, but woxic, I love the fact that he's taken the contact here because it just means woxic can bail him out. Can be that insurance policy. Finding the money stumbles. And so do HOTU. That's a lot of damage being inflicted, but the lineup nearly felt good there for XANTARES. Trade out of Norbert. There's still a lot of information gathered. Immediately, this CT side springs into life. A third rotation comes over. woxic leaves A. Norbert puts pressure in middle.
Well, you definitely don't want to go that way if you're HOTU.
Oopsie.
Arcadia gets caught out just playing on the window. And now, Jimfat's got a good push, but he might just get spotted out. That was being held for. Jimfat wins his fight. Misi is trying to lock in Kickstand, but the real focus coming over on B, where woxic lies in wait with that AWP. Kickstand wins his fight. Devushka into the 1-on-2. Bomb goes down. He wants to take the fight forward. A risky move. Both CTs here. This is not going to work out. Jimfat's ready for him. That 6th round will come through. Aurora get the defuse, and they get a brilliant sequence to tie us up.
HOTU thought they had this under lock and key, and then suddenly, really good adjustments in the mid-round specifically for Aurora. Find themselves 6 rounds in a row of their own, a tied-up scoreline, and pressure now being applied yet again onto HOTU. They lose this map. They lose out on the chance to make it through to the main event here at StarSeries. Aurora only a few rounds away from getting the job done on their choice.
A couple of slow starts here for Aurora, and well, you don't want to be having that in your pistol again. Losing the opening pick, XANTARES just gets removed immediately. They're not slowing down, but don't want to progress too far. It's a T-Molly recovered. Xan, a chance here to get something back. Him and Jimfat looking for these headshots. Coming easily. They do have a player locked in, but Fronthouse has found another. woxic with the bomb up against him, and he'll fall as well. Frontails looking to add more kills to the tally. All right, get picked apart in the pistol. Difficult recovery. Need to find some quick headshots. This double setup looks difficult to unravel. Frontails reveals himself. Nice shot, but the second not offered up. Jimfat into the 1-on-4. Can't get past Vushka. He comes through with 2. HOTU with the pistol.
That was very dynamic out of HOTU. Pushing towards the window, then you've got Frontails just having a lurk over towards stairs. You then got the push out of B main. You then got the double swing in mid. And then right at the very end, you had Kickstand dealing with 2 players over at A. That was relentless. Out of HOTU. That's the sort of aggression that Aurora now have to be prepared for. That was an early warning signal to what this half is going to look like.
One lurk smoke dropped. And there is nothing in this round otherwise, just Glocks. I hear these players flash out dark. It's actually a remarkable amount of space. They don't know it. They could potentially get into A. They go through camera quickly. Could potentially plant behind cake. What do they want to do? They're going to push in the front tails instead. Try and isolate a fight. And they will eventually get him. Runs out of bullets. But now, it's only woxic remaining. Finds the deagle. Look for the kill with it. Not offered up. So one frag. A rifle get recovered. And it's an 8-6 scoreline for HOTU.
Yeah, that's fine. As soon as Frontails gets all the contact there, you've got quick rotates, you've got the camera position also being held, which is really nice because for Aurora, in that moment, you're thinking, okay, you push Frontails all the way back, and then if the camera player gets caught by the deagle, you can then go back in towards A, and that's going to delay rotates a little bit because they're going to be hunting for you in CT. So I don't mind the idea. Just didn't work out as effectively as they would have hoped for, which makes sense. They've only got one deagle in that round and a bunch of Glocks. Now this is where it starts to count. You got all the AKs, Kixan, because selflessly dropped an AK over. So he'll have the Galil. This is a very slow start. Expecting aggression. And KDO, the only one to offer that up somewhat. Well, how many mollies are you going to throw there?
Oh, I thought he was in trouble. How has he managed that? I feel like with Cadia, XANTARES coming around that corner, that kill's guaranteed. Getting both of them, and then Devushka just pushes through. Smoke lands on main. That's going to buy time. He can completely lock off the rest of the map. He still almost overextends, but it does good damage on the kickstand and confirms that bomb outside of B. One set of util. It's going to be dispensed with now. Look at the molly onto Norbit. Flashbang, the peek through, front tail, so he goes down.
Okay.
Jinfat's still standing. He's got the HP. Remember, Mizu also low. Very workable round here for Aurora.
Oh, but that nade is brilliant. Now, suddenly, Jinfat is completely isolated. And Mizu's going all the way around the world. Devushka is just taking his time. Jinfat looks to potentially grab a kill. He peeks in. That gives him a full sense of security. Devushka is still waiting patiently. Jinfat's going to have no idea unless he turns round. The time is not good enough. Hiding just round the corner was Devushka. Plays it brilliantly. Waits for Mizu. But for Aurora, where that round was looking, the fact that it gets put down into a 2v2, I think you got to give them credit because it really looked like that was falling out of their hands, especially after KDO becomes the trouble.
Yeah, it feels like it had no right getting as close to the deer. Jinfat, you kind of favored him in it. Only he'd gone for that kind of full clear. Maybe would have had a chance there because low HP on that final player. It's going to be a half buy with pistols. HOTU potentially going to find themselves on 10. Unless the Tech 9s upset them, which we know they're capable of doing.
Well, this is aggressive. This is what XANTARES was doing. But XANTARES never got rewarded for this position. 0 T rounds. so far. Antares? Oh, I thought it was going to blindside him. Davushka then steps in. Jimfat maybe in with a chance, but Frontails was holding. The Tech 9 round collapses completely. And it will be double digits. And it'll be HOTU with the opportunity to put this on Mirage.
You think about how close that cash was as well, right? One almost went OT. Doesn't help Aurora here that they lost both pistols. I'm just going to throw some util. This isn't intended to be the commit, as we can see. Though that said, yeah, it might offer up some space. Can Wicadia get this kill? Fushka just playing behind the pillar. Feels too potent. Molly will upset Norbit, but they're going to scramble for the rotate. There's that swing, and Davushka having a much better map here. 13 and 7. He is top of the server right now.
Yeah, nice little audio bait as well, like inadvertently, because Norbert has to move, and that just baits Davushka in. This has to be the round for Aurora, which is why the timeout's been called. Ash gets a chance to get on the microphone to try and inspire some belief into a T-side round. I've been really impressed with HOTU. I think they've been very dynamic. But the biggest thing, I think, for this T-side so far is the lack of opening kills. I think HOTU have done a number on them. KDO's been brilliant in towards mid. I'm surprised there was no flashbang around that corner when it was the Wicadia's Antares double swing. I imagine stake odds are going to be heavily favouring HOTU. And they are for Anubis. Probably not for the best of 3 overall. Maybe the tides are turning. A weekly reload of $35. If that interests you, click the banner just below the stream.
Presence over towards A early here. Woxic gets caught.
Beautiful.
The flashbang's relentless. He says that trade. And Kixan also removes one of his own. This is looking a whole lot better. Great flashbang. Explosive. Kixan does get caught, but side's taken. Norbit just jumps through. Surely this isn't going to work out for him. XANTARES moving over. Norbit slides out, and oh, he almost gets both. XANTARES has to leave, regroup with Jimmy.
That step won't have been heard. But now the next question is how far does Frontails go? Can he catch Jimmy here? I don't think so. But then can he catch them over at Con? I've answered my own question. I don't think so. So he'll be on this late lurk. Has to have an idea that XANTARES is quite low. That's why he swaps to the M4. Wants to creep in close. Shoulder to shoulder were Jimmy and XANTARES. XANTARES just has to almost be bait. Jimfat looking to play spoiler for Frontails. Trying to keep slate clean, especially on this CT side. But Jimfat hits the headshot. Aurora able to make ends meet, and that was all about the responsiveness. As soon as contact gets taken out of Mizu, you get the immediate trade, you hold him for main, you hold him for con, you're expecting swings. It was KDO, excuse me. But I love the reaction out of Aurora. It was instantaneous. It gets dicey, but they're fine.
Well, the difference is a single bullet. Norbert almost gets both there, which would have ended the entire round. Get aggression in towards A main. The AWP goes for the peak, misses the shot, but the swing can come out. Mizu wants his fight, and Wicadia just cowering in the corner. Can't do a thing.
That was a little bit explosive to kickstart the round, but you would have seen the banner pop up quickly for the ATK Gear Gaming Mice, giving away 8. There'll be a banner that you can click on as well. everything that I'm saying there'll be banners for, guys. So if anything you see on the screen interests you as well, just check below the stream. As Davushka drops an incendiary, it doesn't touch XANTARES. In fact, it did. For 1 tick, 5 damage. Now you know about the molly going the other way. Flashbang forward in towards B main. Isolated fight given up by XANTARES. Davushka will find the opening kill.
He is really on his own there. A 3-on-5. This setup also looks so good in towards middle. They're not worried about A main with Walczaki out of the question. You see? Just a little peek, but no ability to get the kill. Now Frontiers is here with the AWP.
Look at Davushka. Careful at that window. Tries his luck, and he will get punished. Is that a way back in? Not really, because if you go in towards this B bomb site, there's still 2 players here.
He was low HP.
15 seconds.
Nation and Jinfat's killed mid player. They're just going to scale to
Time.
A. It's a fake up. Mizu, can he strike? Can he win this round? woxic gets caught. He gets stuck on the box. And that's the way the round ends. He can't get across. Mizu comes out with 2. And HOTU onto 11. That stings for Aurora.
He either got stuck on the box or Jinfat stuck his leg out and tripped him over. Either way, woxic not able to plant. I'll tell you what, even if Mizu wasn't there, that would have been like a second in it to maybe get that bomb down. That is incredibly stressful. Out of Aurora, I really rate the call. I think the call right at the end there for Kixan was solid. They were able to catch out the mid player. They just couldn't get the bomb round. 11-7 mistakes creeping in as the pressure is starting to get to its absolute maximum. HOTU can see Mirage. It's right there in the distance. That potentially isn't an illusion. 2 more rounds is all they need. And if they win this, they break the money.
Hinges on this round. They look to keep it pretty direct. Group up over towards A. Smoke lands in the mouth. Mizu's been having a great map. He's just going to be playing in at pillar. The AWP not far away either. Jinfat's going to be on this lurk, and with 3 players B, A does feel like the right call, but you still got to find Mizu. Still got to do it with AWP. Now the hit comes. First kill. Off it up freely. The AWP can't find its mark. Best looking start to round for Aurora. Walczaki gets up. Close bomb. Should be able to go down. And 5-on-4 in the post plant. Walczaki keeps taking space. Frontiers disengaged completely. And yeah, they're not giving it a look in.
This is the first time we've actually seen Aurora go direct into a bomb site. We've not seen this yet. It's been slow defaults, looking to take space in towards water, and then figuring out where you want to go based off of their HOTU reaction. This time, it is group in main, wait to see if they do anything, and they are. They flash forward. Mizu swings, but both of them weren't affected by it. So it's an unfair fight. Frontails, they can't do anything. He had 1 chance at making into the 4-on-4. Instead, we'll just back away. But I'm surprised about the lack of site executes we've seen here from Aurora. And now they've done it once. I hope that they do it again, because this was definitely missing. Because now you can... Sorry, I was just going to say, now that you can like manipulate this a bit, because you can have players in towards mid, it can be a split. Like, it doesn't have to be direct A all the time.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of just default players getting picked at different points. That tethering. A lot of pressure applied on B early, double smoke out. Spam comes through, it's not the intent, it's just the threat. Now it's a slightly different setup in towards A. It's the AWP. Pulling towards Fountain. And they're just going to claim that territory, smoke it off. Aurora are going to fall back towards middle, where there is space right now. No one at all here. Again, it's this 3-player lane. It's not budged.
They're going A. Okay, just setting up utility right now. Smoking at camera. Mizu creeps close. Frontail's trying to figure out what he wants to do. Actually, they're going to call this back. I'm a little bit confused where they're going right now. That molly, it's going to look to be annoying. Break on the smoke. Surely you're ready for Mizu. And whilst Wakadia is, he can't win out the gunfight. Aurora set their sights back on this B bomb site. KDO, dueling with XANTARES. XANTARES now needs to leave. No one directly on B, but the boost up from Davushka is divine. At least you can make your way in here. But it is still a 5-on-3. It's still tricky, and KDO is just going for a smoke play. Walking through, covered off by Jimfat. It's a great coverage. And now the molly as well. Norbert can't get involved, but you've got a flank on flank, and there's so much going on.
Big Sam found one. That's now main safe. Norbert swings. The woxic found that trade back. And now Jimfat on the angle. How does Mizu win that? Walks out beneath him. And woxic in the open gets caught out by the swing. Expected it from the left side. It really felt like Aurora were putting that one back together. But it's HOTU onto that point.
Jimfat had to split the difference between those two angles, and he had to win the fight directly onto one of them. But as he positions towards connector, he's completely in the open. Pre-fire immediate. Out of Mizu, who, as you said, Lucy, has had a brilliant game so far. Didn't expect him to win that gunfight, yet he does. 18 kills deep is Mizu. 12 rounds to the good. Our HOTU. Stake. Predict them to take the series from here. Or so the map, rather. XANTARES will die, but XANTARES and woxic come through. There are countermeasures. There's resistance here. Aurora not going down without a fight. That's until Frontail steps in. They nearly line up, but it's the headshot that rings true for Jimfat. So this will be another round here for this T side.
Before this bomb just about gets away, Norbert was in hot pursuit. Don't really want to lose these guns. And Aurora also don't want to get too close either. See you later, Acadia. That'll be the end of any hunt, you imagine. All right, 9. If you're Aurora, you're just wishing you'd got one of the pistols or one of these post plants through. It is a lot closer than the scoreline suggests because of those pistol rounds. Which means Aurora really have to do this the hard way.
These last couple of rounds have been really interesting as well, because you've had almost deliberate fakes. Like we had that round where in the last 10 seconds, woxic pushes middle with Jimfat and they get the kill on the player rotating camera. In the round prior, we've had so much pressure being applied in towards middle again, and then the end destination is B. And what's spicy here is that you're now almost setting up conditioning that the initial hit that you do isn't going to be the final one. So you can use that to your advantage if you're Kixan, because you can call whether it is A, whether it is B right now. Just this round should be just a full exec with everyone going in together. At least that's what I hope for it. Because you know the money's limited, you know that 2 players are saved. You can overwhelm them with utility. There will not be a direct counter.
They might just feel it out to begin with. And you don't want to go to B. That's essentially the one bomb site you want to avoid. That's where the rifles are. That's what the real threat is. Looking for that overextension. Looking for the timing shot from the AWP. Woxic's not quite feeling it. I hope you get someone peeking, giving an aggressive line that they could punish. This will be an A execute. Norbert is pretty close by. You got this 3-player mid setup. Mizu, the closest contender though. 5-7, no armor. So it's Norbert moving in now. He's the key piece here. Oh, Mizu actually hits the headshot. He's staying alive, being a nuisance.
Arcadio. Oh. They're overcooking. Aurora are simply overcooking, and they're giving chances. HOTU could close it right here and now. But Jinfat will get rid of Kadio. Still, this foot race has been won by Davushka. He can just get on the angle. The spray good, but XANTARES better. Trade immediate. 2v2. Norbert now spotted. Mizu's on this quick flank. He's got an AWP. And now Norbert has surely hit the timing on Kixan. And he will. Mizu hits the shot. That's it. That's round over. Why don't you just go into the A-bomb site? That is such an overcook from Aurora. Kixan trying to get too clever, and they drop the ball on Anubis.
Shocked Aurora on Anubis, a map that has been going so well for them. Not this time around. It is a masterclass from HOTU. Mizu having a great game. Two teams can go through to the main event. It's all decided on Mirage. Frontales has been a serious threat as well. Another reason that this AWP for Aurora is going to need to pull its weight. It's going to be a tough battle on Mirage.
You need to see a little bit more out of Norbert as well for HOTU. He was solid on cash, sure, but Anubis did taper off a bit. I know Mizu was hogging most of the kills, but Norbert is the second highest rated player for HOTU on Mirage, so expect to see that from him here on this decider. That is a win condition as they set their sights on A. Arcadia close. Woxic over by Ticket. And XANTARES now starts to make a move. If Arcadia doesn't get cleared, this could be brilliant. And in fact, it is immediately. A double making a triple. Arcadia sets his mark over by the balcony. And HOTU try and get space, but they've got to go and get that bomb out of Palace.
It's lightning fast, isn't it? Moxie, he's just holding this slither angle. Jinfat just waiting for a play to overextend. There it comes, and it's left to Mizu. That's the low HP player. That's the easy one. The ace clutch required. And isolating these fights, tricky. Now swing in tandem and secure it. Aurora with the pistol. Thanks to the dual Berettas of Arcadia. A phenomenal triple kill. Feel like he never stopped firing. Had to spin back and forth all over the place. And a brilliant hold. Exactly what Aurora were needing after the slow starts that came through on Anubis.
Very risky position for him to be in there, because if Woxic doesn't take that contact from Ticket, then he is a sitting duck. But instead they just jump right past him. He's able just to adjust. It's really well handled out of Arcadia. And if he returns to the form that he was putting forward on cash, then this starts to get a little bit scary for HOTU. Just a deagle from Mizu. XANTARES. Oh, hello. That's a free kill. Definitely knows about KDO, and why not? Turn of face. But Mizu will get the deagle kill. It should still be fine. And it is. Woxic. Oh, beautiful. Runs out of ammo, but that's fine. Jimmy's there. Clean. Out of Aurora. And XANTARES will get a knife to boot.
I don't know how Woxic gets that third kill there. The knife kill is fantastic. Thank you for the AWP. Paid for with the backstab. So 2-0 up. Now guns come out for HOTU. That one's out of the way. That's just Mizu with the frags to change that tail. Very spread. It's just a default from HOTU.
Trying to look at this boost for XANTARES. He has a look in towards under. Might be rewarded if they're patient. How long do they hold this for? XANTARES. Cleared by Mizu. But it's still a difficult angle for the underpass player. So that's your opener. You then get info. You might not be ready for this player in Wakadia. Just tucks in at the firebox. Try to be a nuisance. Aurora starts scrambling. Trying to feign that no one's there. Norbert, he's got a line. And that smoke for XANTARES doesn't quite work. Norbert just on the corner. Wakadia should be combing this. A has been compromised, but he's playing Joker.
Here he swings. He gets the one. Can't make it a double, but XANTARES removes Norbert. Frontails looking for the exit. Here's that lurk from KDO finally activating. Oh, and Frontails hits a slammer from downrange into the one-on-one. He's low HP. Jimfat repositioning. Actually up and over. Jimfat HP advantage. Quick to it. And Aurora keep the sheet clean.
Really thought Wakadia was going to get more there, but it's a beautiful trade out of HOTU. And that's an example of some of their individuals showing raw mechanical ability. Norbert's inspecting his gun as he deals with the AWP. XANTARES does very well to get the most out of his position, and then the immediate climb up the stairs from Jimfat enough to dislodge Frontails. He's only on a Glock. The rest of HOTU on Tech 9s as they look to maybe burst B.
Jimfat going to be tested. Just stood up in that round to close it. KDO's dealt with quickly, and now Jimfat on the line. Spam, able to get the kill, but Wakadia does. Double nade. Drops it deep and finishes the job. Ah, ace stolen. But he's still happy to keep that round nice and clean.
Yeah, that's fine. 5 alive. Passed the test. You've now dealt with the scary gun round. You've now dealt with the follow-up eco. Limited bomb plants to HOTU's name as well. Best possible start on the CT side of Mirage here. Frontails will have his AWP. HOTU will take a timeout. And this is all the pieces that we sort of expected on Mirage standing tall here for Aurora. We've seen them not be that aggressive so far, but a boost up already to test under. A swing out on top of the scaffold at short. They might start really pushing the issue in towards mid in the next couple of rounds, and that could catch HOTU off.
Frontail sniper. It's going to be looking towards A main. Peek up ramp, maybe a boost actually. See if you can catch somebody. Woxic is on the other side getting aggressive. He's going to come to head and Frontails. That one's easy for him. Woxic walks straight through. The opener comes cleanly. And it comes early. It gives HOTU a lot of room to move. Work this map. To converge on middle, and Aurora's got a good setup to deal with this. Player in towards ladder room, and then you've got XANTARES in window. I have a feeling this is going to be a B hit. I think Sam's rotated off. HOTU gathering it A. XANTARES, the only one here at the moment.
It's fine. Kicksands in close proximity. XANTARES has got smoke down on Palace. He'll be smoked off himself. Jumps in towards Sandwich. Could get mollied by Davushka, but instead that one goes deep. Mizu's nowhere near. He's in under, so that molly no longer a threat. So they have to clear out XANTARES, and that's an easier thing said than done. Kicksan, then up and over. Deals with KDO. And Mizu's lurk, pretty redundant so far. So this opening kill, not falling in favor. Wakadia has spotted Mizu. Kill claimed, 20 seconds left. Getting into the bomb site is going to prove very tricky, especially with now all of these kills falling in favor of the defense. Frontails open the round. but isn't able to close it. He'll run with his tail in between his legs. The AWP on his back. It's a 5-star performance so far for Aurora. Kixan. Has he got this timing on front tails? He absolutely does. No AWP and dead after time again. And that happened on Cash.
Perfect for Aurora. Front tails gets the opening kill, and that's the way he's rewarded. Scanning was just a little sloppy onto A. You have the player advantage. Smokes go down, and Dabushka going by himself. No flashbang, no trade. Sure, the smoke's on Palace, but kind of hoping for a bit more out of that. So they don't know the setup, but they felt very lackluster. So it went through. Aurora, this is much more like it. Stake odds reflecting the state of game. Try to pop onto A again, but this time with Tech 9, XANTARES can't get his kill, but woxic, Kixan, they find one apiece. Doesn't look like, again, there's any ability to scale into this. Kadia's got an interesting timing. Okay, I think Kadia's been heard. Or considered. Yeah, good luck dealing with the weapons you have. Oh!
Well, that's cast a curse at its finest, isn't it, really?
How does the Glock win that? I thought the Tech 9, maybe.
Uh-oh. It's fine. They've got, like, less than 60 HP between all of them. But you are moving B. XANTARES has gone under. Kixan is by himself. 30 seconds. That's your danger. XANTARES, his forward position enables woxic to now move back over to Ticket. It should be fine, especially if they come out Palace. 20 seconds left. They need to plant their feet, hit an instant headshot on Kixan, then plant the bomb. They've spotted the ult first, so you're never ready for Kixan, surely. That's brilliant. He just takes his time. Doesn't get a double. Woxic's fallen as well. It's a 1v2. The bomb can go down. Hang on a sec. XANTARES needs to be the hero. XANTARES to the rescue, and that spray transfer is lovely. 6-0, but it doesn't need to get that close, does it, boys?
That's like the most nerve-wracking round. How does it get like that? KDO with some beautiful kills. I mean, check this out. What's cool about this is the second kill's a headshot. Like, that's just a remarkable spray. If they'd been full HP rifles, it would have been the same outcome.
Show off.
You could have just looked at them angrily and they would have died.
Oh, sorry, XANTARES. This was the point in the game on Anubis where Aurora were able to come back. It was 6-0 for HOTU, and then there was a resurgence in the first half. Can HOTU do the same? Very quick, and Kixan will fall. XANTARES does as well. Maybe I spoke that into existence because Wakadia then gets caught by Mizu. This round looks a hell of a lot better. And the damage in the previous is going to be relevant.
Can woxic do this on his load sim? Jinfat's going to get another kill here for free. Like, Norb's just going to walk through with 1 HP. So now it's a 2-on-3. Jinfat's going to confirm no one's here. He's going to come over to help out, you imagine? No, they don't quite know it yet. Now the bomb's down. They've got the kits. Jinfat is starting to scale in through lower, so he's going to come up through connector. That's smoke there, basing this player at stairs. And maybe at this point, you've not been offered up anything. Yeah, not the way in. Woxic was hoping someone would take the fight to him in CT. But HOTU are disciplined. They get their kills. They get the bomb down, and they get their first round on this T side.
Yeah, well handled. I bet that's just brilliant. Very fast play in towards mid. Just looking for fights and getting them. This is the first proper time we've really seen Aurora have contact in towards middle as well. But you got XANTARES peeking under. Connector peak coming in addition. Not really seen that much aggression out of the CTs towards the middle of the map. And maybe that's why, because they get owned, simply put. Off the back of losing a round after winning 6 in a row, Ash thinks it's time to take a pause. You don't want this to get out of hand. And you understand how important this round is, because despite the save weapons, that was still a XANTARES clutch against Glocks.
Hey, there was some Tech 9s in that. But the
Same
Glock
thing.
did get the most important kill, which was onto Acadia. Yeah, it's a little dicey for 3 players. So an important one for them to convert. HOTU feeling emboldened with how that round went. They got some great control early, great frags, and they want to find them again. Looking in mid, in orbit. What's up with Acadia? Jimfat started in ladder. Look at the scaling already. Connector under threat. They got full control, and Jimfat's cooking.
That's a lot of info. And kicks and falls as well. That was in towards middle. XANTARES now needs to be careful. Oh, so does Acadia. The smoke divides, and now that fallback has also been heard. Jimfat feels like he's just stuck in ladder right now. XANTARES can go around this corner, but he needs to be careful. Wakadio. Oh. Not dealt with, but Wakadio will win out his fight, but only the first. Jimfat will find Kadio, and that gives a little bit of space. In towards short. 3 versus 3. You give this retake a look, surely.
AK's picked up. They've got the kits. Deep Smoke will block off Woxic's AWP, and in fact, he doesn't want anything to do with it. He's going to go group with the rest. Smoke's in both corners. Tails patrolling the apartments with the AWP. It'll be a very potent angle. Especially because this boost isn't seeing a thing, and yeah, without any sort of way in, time is ticked down. They have to let this one slip, and it will now be a second coming through for HOTU. Keeping 3 alive will allow Aurora to have a full buy next, because Woxic and Jimfat have plenty of money.
Terrorists win.
It's getting a lot more threatening. Now from the T side of HOTU, they were really showing no fear as they took that mid space.
And the adjustment's good too. The molly and then the nade as the follow-up, whilst players are looking to get rid of Kixan out of window. The AWP has never really started in the middle of the map for Woxic either. Maybe that changes. Immediately. Under. They're going searching for this kill. And he gets caught. And Mizu jumping headshot XANTARES. Oh no.
Unlucky, hey.
That's crazy. Oh, time to save.
Yeah, this is going to be another 3-player save, probably.
That's so wild.
Skill diff. Well,
I guess so.
that's unfortunate. Losing Jimfat actually makes the save a bit worse. At least it will probably prevent that buy into the next round. And KDO wants to make it even more costly. Catch out Kickstart. You've seen both players, in fact. Well now. HOTU want to hunt. They're throwing bodies at this.
Don't throw everyone at it.
That's worth it already.
That's nice. You know about CT as well. Acadia goes jungle. Can he get punished by the ramp player? I don't think so. Mizu's got an AWP. Vushka will try. So 1 in 4 lives. Just so absurd from Mizu. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck.
It's called spray control. Kid, look it up. Okay, well, that's great for HOTU. 3 in a row. Walczaki saves, but that's really it. Don't know if I want to be
his gun,
nosing close to a smoke with 5.7s. On the other side.
It's not great. It's fine. They're taking their time. Jimfat's got a lot of space over towards the apartment, so I wonder when this rifle is going to start to make a move. How about now?
This is a stacked bomb site, including that M4. First player spotted, and XANTARES is taking him out. Spin comes in. Oh!
Wow.
Walczaki's not even needed. XANTARES loses his life, but now that rifle, it can step in still. Not a required factor. The 5.7's doing all the work right now. It's on to Walczaki on the site. 5.7s have done their job. As for the time, Smoke, Jimmy on his long flank, but he's spammed out, gets nothing done. Rondales is considering it. He's holding. Oh, Jimfat, not going to get his timing.
I can't believe that the one rifle that they needed to get a kill didn't get a kill. 3 kills out of the pistols. Walczaki is set up just to win the round. And he can't do it. I mean, brilliant spam. Going the other way. And great accountability to be ready for Jimfat. HOTU escape a ridiculous round. And I don't quite know how they've done it. I'm a little bit speechless, to be honest. But that's very impressive. At HOTU. 6-0 becomes 6-4. As woxic will have another chance on the AWP, but this timing, XANT, he's got to be really careful. He's dead. They've got no idea. They've got no info in middle. Walczaki has just found a collateral. So that's the player advantage back. Molly pushes him straight into the AWP. XANTARES can't move back into this angle either. Oh, in fact, the fight just gets taken to him. Maybe Jimfat can still be the difference maker. Run tails. Ready! That is ridiculous. Out of the AWP. And woxic, maybe also a sitting duck.
Nah. After the Mizu double with the jump, and then you get that? XANTARES is ready. The AWP has to land. What is that? Absurdity from Frontails. And tell you what, if Davushka hadn't taken that, he was getting that 4th frag as well. Unbelievable. This could be 6-6.
Individual effort after individual effort are bringing HOTU back from the brink. And Aurora are just left completely stunned. This setup is brilliant unless it gets mollied. Run tails. We'll just jiggle. Nade forward, lands straight on his head. And XANTARES baited in. That molly isn't going to affect XANTARES. His position is still completely unknown. And the bomb's not committed any which way just yet. XANTARES is on such a good angle that even this boost up in towards window hasn't seen him. So you've got this double layering over towards B. You've got the push out of ramp. You've still got XANTARES on short, but look at the flank out of KDO.
He's already in towards market. He's going to backstab them. Walczaki up. He's going to get blindsided. You imagine? No, he's ready for it. It's calmed. And now Jimfat in the position to win the round. Can't get his kill. But XANTARES, he'll get 2. And you still have Woxic here. Flank's coming in. XANTARES, the only man needed. Aurora step into the lead at the half. 7-5.
Cut to the chase. Everyone give me some space. Don't fall out, we fall into place. Every step walking with grace, amen. Keeping my foot off the brakes. Impact, I'm ready to brace. We fall down and land on our face. Just to get up and finally escape. Wait, boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. They live through the story they made, okay? Boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. Hey, legends don't die anyway. I was working on a play today. Body bags covered away. I paved, zipped up like a bathing ape. How many of us then came and stayed? Not too many. I've been staying awake to get it and get right on every mistake. I give them a bite, they taking a plate. It's all been a feeling that I couldn't shake. So I just keep killing till I'm at the gates. We straight, we treat them like worms in a lake. They bake, just give me a drum and a bass. I skate.
Incredible, to be honest, from HOTU. They come back. They nearly do what Aurora did to them on Anubis, except 1 round worse off. Still 7-5 from where this game was. Puts it back into contention here. They now swap onto their CT side. As I say, need more out of Norbert. Davushka elevated himself towards the end of that first half. And HOTU desperately need a pistol. Look at how quick this is from Frontails. Look at him go up mid.
I mean, Frontails, what a half he had, him and Mizu. Defensive smoke deployed just to keep control of this bomb site. They want to flush him out, and he's hiding on the edge of this, hoping XANTARES steps through. In fact, 2 go past him. He wasn't spotted. Everyone has gone past Mizu. And now, oh my god, so many backs turned, but he can only manage 1.
No.
On a platter. And he spills the plate. And now Davushka falls. This flank is still available. Making its way through his Frontails. KDO steps forward, trying to take some attention. Frontails, only the 1. There is a kit, but the kills aren't coming. And Norbert, nothing he can do. XANTARES with 2. And Mizu's play through the smoke doesn't pay off.
Oh, you know when everyone has been in that situation at least once in Counter-Strike, where they are all behind you, you have got all of them lined up, and then you just panic. Like, that's exactly what's happened there for Mizu. He has that round in the palm of his hand. What I will say, though, out of Aurora, phenomenal trading. Like, every single player there for HOTU only gets 1 kill. It's just brilliant. I do not think we are live, to be honest. Given the fact that everyone from HOTU is in spawn.
They're waiting to see if they're going to force.
Okay.
So they're waiting for this push to come through into the abs, and then they're going to force by stack A, so they know they can get stuck in the right place.
All right, that's really cool then. It just looked like none of them were moving. I mean, I guess they weren't. Look at the flank. Oh, massive kill.
He knows the force, but look at the adventure. Woxic, he's looking around. Trying to find the bailout. Jimfat catches that flank.
You know. Especially with that lurk kill. I'm surprised Woxic is hanging around. He's got the bomb. Woxic has dropped the bomb. And now this is getting really tricky. It was the mannequin challenge in spawn for HOTU, but it looks like it's going to be a brilliant endeavor. As Jimfat gets caught by Norbert. How did they not get out?
They just tried to fight their way out. That wasn't the answer. Woxic put together. Has to take that first kill. An AK into his hands. Player up on Tetris. That's going to be the swing that's coming his way. There it is. KDO fixes his timing perfectly. What a round from HOTU. I absolutely love that. The USP goes pushing. They see no one's at B at all. Then they all buy. They stack A. Completely catch them off guard.
That's really cool. As an awesome round. I mean, that completely confused me. It's also because like Aurora looked like they stopped in top middle. It's almost like it was like a not live call, but it absolutely was. I bet Aurora are begging that it wasn't a not live call. Insane. That is such a cool round to pull out. It's such a decisive moment. Thanks to Lorgar, as always, for providing the PCs for the Star Series main event. That has knocked Aurora down a peg or two. I'm in awe. That is phenomenal. You see that on Dust 2 with the Scout, right? I've never seen it on Mirage.
It's a cool pocket strat to pull out. That's a force fight with this Galil, this Scout, and some threat with the pistols, but no utility at all means it has to be pure contact. They have to find the fights, win them. XANTARES is alone with the Galil. That means if he goes down, like, there's no one that can recover that. No one can do further damage. I mean, surely he just gets traded here. No, Frontails with the AWP, he can't peek. Crazy he has the AWP, in fact. So that's a good kill and a disengage.
Look at the creep. Oh, this a bomb site under a lot of threat. Frontails, though. Oh, Oni, good for one. Izu, still in con. Blindsided by Wicadia. Aurora are doing it right back to HOTU. 4 versus 2, bomb down. Norbert steps in from CT, but he's already been tagged. And nearly bagged by woxic. Zavushka, now known over at short. And in this 4v2, surely you've got to save. What a really nice little creepy crawl out of Kixan and the gang.
They're gonna grab that AWP? Okay. Just gonna leave that one in window. Okay, I think that's been calmed. Wicadia's gonna pick that up. Love that shot from woxic. Sure, you have to sacrifice Jimfat to the altar, but he is on the line, knows exactly how the AWP is gonna peek that, rips his head off with the Scout. And just so much space given for them on A. XANTARES had to get that kill and getaway to enable that to play out the way it did. Everything going according to plan for Aurora in that round. It was a difficult one to pull off, but they crafted expertly.
Oh, that's a tech pause. I can't believe we've gone back-to-back 4 spy rounds now. So, yes, everything on track for Aurora in this round. And now they've got the chance to actually put the game just at 11-6. This round crucial. As you say, awesome frag and initiative out of XANTARES. This series has been brilliant. Really enjoyed every moment of it. The fact that HOTU could have taken cash, or at least forced it into overtime, into the Anubis CT side lockout. And now we're here just with crazy 4 spies back and forth. What more could you ask for?
A very short tech pause, which we get. Happy days. No!
No, we just got a round reset. We got a match medic.
Okay. Good. No, see you later.
He ran.
Got a Christmas tree but no lights.
He's saving on his energy bill and being festive.
That forced my back. That's such a big moment for Aurora. That's going to be HOTU in the dumpster. What they hold on to? 1 Galil, I think, from that round. Norbert has extra money, so does Mizu, so they'll still be able to get something into this. Actually, I don't know if... Yeah, that does sound right.
Yeah, they got stuffs.
They'll have a little bit. Yeah, it's like a little...
UMP for Norby.
2 M4s. Yeah, he does see the UMP super often. He could have got an MP9.
Look at the push in Palace.
Jimfat's holding very passively in Palace, expecting some sort of maneuver. Come his way.
Oh, he really thought about walking that, and that would have been to his detriment. Arcadia plays safe. And now knows that's the right decision after that nade. This really hinges a lot on how much Davushka can find, just being on this boost.
Yeah, it feels like he's in the critical position. Especially with his supporting window just holding murder hole. So Davushka gets a spot, but well, at least gets out. Gets to disengage. 3 players lean B. It's only Mizu on A itself. So XANTARES, you know he's going to clear this.
You can see him. Okay.
Well, it's fine.
Good trade.
Trade comes. Smoke on the jungle. The space is all here. Jimfat starts to clear Palace. Bam. Dodged. They can get in. They can get this bomb down. I'm going to be careful on this plant. But he's going to plant reverse. Maybe. Bam. Coming in the other way and a swing around the corner. Arcadia jumps straight to his death. So now it's a player advantage. Woxic, though, chimes in. So does Jimfat. And that's alleviated the pressure. That's bailed Aurora out.
For now. Norbert's now got an AK. You've also got good timing, but Jimfat's holding. Front tails. Surely can catch Woxic. And he looks for Jimfat too. Can't line them up. Now hasn't got the time. Maybe he can get the AWP and skedaddle, but that's not happening either. HOTU lose everything. And Aurora... Oh, they do recover things. You understand why Arcadia swings CT as well. Like, you're hearing Davushka shoot off, and then you hear the reload. You think you could just catch him. Was not ready for KDO.
XANTARES didn't see Mizu touch that corner there.
Same.
It really looked like his arm was sticking out. Probably not enough of a sight to come up on the minimap, so it just doesn't quite clock it in the corner. Oh, this is fantastic for Aurora. Odds reflect it. Perfect position. They'll be on to 11 momentarily.
No Walczaki go B. Leave the kills to Jimmy. Or most of them. These two. We'll catch XANTARES, who wanted an eco too. That doesn't happen. A high five between the collector of kills and Aurora, 2 rounds away from making it through to the main event here at StarSeries.
2 rounds away with a lot of breathing room as well. Reminder, guys, if you're just joining us, 80k gear, giving away 8 mice. You can click on the banner for all the details below. 10 for XAN, as he looks to go fast to middle, interestingly enough. Break on smoke, sees nothing for all the CTs. But it feels like this split's coming at any moment. Now XANTARES a little bit closer, underpass. Utils just slowing them down momentarily. XAN does get out.
Such a whack angle from front tails.
His A split seems like it's on the way, or it might just be fairly direct A with XANTARES as a lurk.
Okay, so front tails has moved back towards default so you can hold connector. You've then got the bait in as well for KDO. 1 minute left. Mizu jiggle. Kill not claimed. That's a lot of damage. KDO then steps in. 45 seconds. Now the smoke's up. woxic can only really hold stairs, and that's where KDO lies in wait. Frontails can't find anything. Mizu's still low and spammed out by Jimfat. KDO finally announces his arrival, but the trade's immaculate from Aurora, and here comes that flank out of XANTARES. You can do nothing on this CT side if you're HOTU. Outside from a 4-spy win. 6 chances for Aurora to close this series now.
Yeah, you're right. It's just that one cheeky round that came through with the push into B with the 4-spy. A very cool gimmick, but you can't win games off gimmicks. Unless you're Olaf Meister, of course. Norbert might have aura, but maybe not that much. Twelve to 6. Norbert will be saving in plain sight. Foot of brick between him and Wicadia. And then Ford's going to be the best weapon into this potential final round.
Is there a kill at the end there?
Yeah, it kind of sounded like it, didn't it? Yeah, there was. Norbert got killed in that final second. Did Wicadia hear him take the damage and calm that?
Potentially. We're ahead, so I'm gonna watch the kill feed on HRTV.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Wicadia would have heard the impact from the explosion onto Norbert. Whether that was what drew that kill or whether it was already being hunted, I'm not sure, but it'd be cool if that's the way it happened. So 1M4, KDO had the money for it, but yeah, not pretty across the board. Or I want to fight mid, they know they've got the better weapons. Although KDO is here.
Nice nade.
Really nice nade. And most of the damage goes onto the AWP. We smoke. And the fight begins to brew.
This is nice. Lovely little contact here out of Aurora. XANTARES searching alongside woxic. This up-down layering. Peeking at Con. The timing, great. Onto XANTARES. Wicadia with the immediate trade. That's always been lurking in Palace here. He waits patiently. Scout for Frontails. Wicadia just makes a move. So does woxic. Caught. Wicadia will find Norbert. Yeah, 3 versus 2. Still feels like you want to commit over towards that A bomb site. Boost up here is nice for the scout. But can he flick onto Jimfat? He'll have an opportunity because Jimfat will not expect this angle. I like the pause as well and the slowdown here. Out of the T side. They need to make a move. That move will come from Jimmy. Silent descent mostly. And this timing is kind of ridiculous. He can plant now. Oh, well they at least tried to. Jimfat walks out CT, didn't see anyone. And as a consequence, that bomb will fall. Mizu gets a double with the MP9. And I can confirm that Kixan did kill Norbert.
That's crazy. Mizu, that timing to swing out. Obviously, the clock's ticking down. He just takes the jiggle, but he almost takes out 2 with that swing. This is not a likely round for HOTU. Norbert wasn't even going for that frag. He just adjusts, and that's outrageous from Mizu. The full guns aren't getting it done, but these 4 spies, that's actually where the successes come in. Maybe a bit of an overcomplication from Aurora there when they had that con control in the 4-on-4. Because obviously worried about where the A setup is. They had no one playing ramp. So the Jim fighting towards Palace. But in the smoked off jungle, I'm surprised they don't just start scaling there because they just start getting picked apart.
Yeah, I felt a bit nervy. Wasn't really the outcome they were hoping for. And now the buy improves massively. If you HOTU. Frontail's AWP and not Scout. 3 players on Aurora, up to 18 kills. Break on the smoke. I think he definitely saw him there. That's why that spam's coming in. Kixan. Still give it a look. That molly forces Davushka into a really uncomfortable position. That's your player advantage.
So we've got this double con set up. They want to keep active in middle. Norbert also stepping in. Expecting Aurora to keep pressing the issue. Woxic. Oh, he's under a lot of pressure. He's just going to get walked on. Yeah, he's done for. There's no escaping this for Woxic. But XANTARES used that distraction to then step out. Mizu taken out, keeping that advantage. Norbert Hurd dropping into short. Wicadia gets plucked by the AWP. That lurk could have been the way into B. They still want to go here, even though the AWP lies in wait.
I don't mind this. Oh, timing in middle. Good. For KDO. Now what? A reset under? A trade necessary, but Norbert is already in window, and they just aren't prepared for him. That's beautiful. Out of Norbert. KDO takes the space in towards middle. Frontail's catching that player. I think it was Wicadia out B is everything.
Yeah, tricky shot too at the flick right on down. Wicadia had all of the space. Norbert, fantastic reposition. Simple for him to clean it up. That puts Aurora onto an eco. Pretty absurd odds. Stay providing all of those. You can see that detail, the special offer. Star 35, the code. Details in the banner. Sounds Deagle, Jim Fats Deagle. That's all there really is here for Aurora. See if they can find a pick and get something off.
Feels unlikely. But weirder things have happened, I suppose. It's interesting, it's the Jim Fat and Kixan Deegs. One hasn't been offered over to XANTARES. 55 seconds. Commitment will be made in towards this A bomb site. You kind of want Wicadia to go now, rather than being a backstab. You just want to just sell the idea that it might be a B play. Frontails, though, is so locked in on this ramp hit, and he will find woxic. Jump over, play it out of Palace. He certainly should have spotted that. XANTARES, that's a misleading dink onto his HP bar. Round goes the Deagle. Down goes the Deagle. And the threat in the round mostly over now for HOTU.
Yeah, all cleaned up. Team Ace for the side of HOTU. They keep it simple. But these 3 more rounds on the trot just for OT. Almost staged on Cash. Just do it here on Mirage to stay in this. Keep that fight alive. Aurora has 1 intent in mind. Wicadia is going to be over towards B, but you can see from the minimap, A looks to be a focal point.
They're dropping swings and they're going. They know that Mizu was flashed in towards ramp early. Nade onto Kixan, doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Molly, Mizu has got a swing and he goes straight into the flashbang and straight into Kixan's crosshair. Opening kill found. Aurora not going A. It's another one of these fakey rounds, but Wicadia is able to get the opening pick. Jimmy.
Oh!
We'll find Frontails. What a shot out of Wicadia. And now KDO. Surely this is it now for Aurora. They're about to book their spot at the main event. unless KDO can do something remarkable. A 1v5 out of the in-game leader. He's trying to track and trace this lurk. It's all going to be a little bit inconsequential, surely. This team has gone through so much change recently, Aurora. A new coach. A switch to international. They made it through the gauntlet. Here at StarSeries, as we await KDO's demise. As he steps forward timidly in towards the market. Still try and clear the angles, but now he's a bit more vocal about his position. KDO can't lock him in, but XANTARES certainly will. Aurora have done it. They are our first team qualified here to the main event.
A huge moment for Aurora. This team debuts here at StarSeries during the qualifier. They have to do it the hard way. In that final round, they say to hell with it. We're going to take both bomb sides. What a way to close it out.